Hi, it's Laura again, Hyperstamper. I have a beautiful old book here that I turned into a junk journal, and I've had this actually for a few years and I was just in love with it. But again, it's time to let it go. So this one's called Christie's Old Oregon. It is turn of the 18th to 19th century, and it's got, let me just take off the little wrap around here. And it is this beautiful gold debossed title, and then this, it's in such good condition, this beautiful print here of the young girl playing the organ crank there, and the little boy and the organ master there, and there is a beautiful spine on here, and the back, it's just in great condition. I used vintage beads down the side to make a removable dangle, and this one especially I love. And this here is an intact necklace that you can actually remove and use if you like, or repurpose. So let's have a look inside this pretty little journal. Here's the original inscription. It's presented to George for Harrison Secondary School in 1907. So I'm not sure the exact publication date. All I could find online is that it was turn of the century. The original first page is, of course, the original first print, which is the same print as on the cover. That one's just illustrated differently. A vintage stamp here. I have this wonderful postcard that I found in a scrapbook, and it was a honeymoon scrapbook. And this one is Provincetown's oldest house. And I pulled it out of the old scrapbook, and that is from the 30s. And then back here, this is so wonderful. This came from a 1926 magazine called The Delineator. And look at the fashions in here from the 20s. They all smashing. The roaring 20s. Look at this. It is, oh my gosh, it's just to die for. So anyways, if you like fashion and vintage and antique fashion, that is going to be quite appealing. And that is all mounted on top of the Sweetheart Pocket, is mounted on top of a 1950s stamp collector's page. And there's, speaking of the 20s, there's this lovely little photograph here from the 20s. Look at this little girl in her own sweet little outfit. I love that this page topper here says glance backward, that I picked up from an antique book. And I put some dried hydrangea leaves in here with a vintage dictionary topper. And just a really old vintage playing card that I love. More old things here on the clusters, and this is from an 1892 magazine called Demarest's Family Magazine, and I just love it. A Debutante's Winter in New York. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, the images are just wonderful. And this is all mounted on top of a 1955 American Highways Road Map book, and this one is obviously from California. And this is some really cool netting from the book. And these are banknotes from the 1920s, in very, very good condition as well. And this is a wonderful little children's page. I didn't want to cut it off, so I just folded it over. And this came out of a vintage dictionary page, and that is art, definition of art. And this is from an early 1900s history book page here. Wonderful journaling space on the back, more children's pages. And I turned this one into a journaling card, so it's got this wonderful full color image on the front from the 1940s, and then in the other side I put two journaling spots here, and I made some tags out of, this one's out of a children's book page, and here is a can you see the paid there? Isn't that cool with the dots? And that is from 1912. $10. Los Angeles Stock Exchange. Isn't that so cool? Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm going to stick that back in there and put it in its little pocket. And I've got some old wallpaper there on there. And let me just pull that out. More California road maps here. Denver, Colorado. This is an old business card from the 50s. Deluxe auto body. And you can tell that the phone numbers were only 5 digits. And this is a little mini triple pocket here. This is just a little journaling tag. Beautiful little cow here. This image is from the 1800s. And this is from a 1930s children's book. Just made it into a little journaling spot. And over here, I've got a vintage dangle there. And this is a book, the first book of the story. And I've actually left this open in case somebody wants to put more things in there. Or if you leave me a note at purchase, something you'd like me to add that would be meaningful to you, please do, and I'll add it there. More children's book pages. This one's from the 30s. Dog stories from pre-1910. And this is a wonderful 1942 Theater Arts magazine cover. That's a beautiful cover. And then I love all of the advertisements on the back. Got a little hidden journaling spot down here. And then this is a wonderful, look at some little child wrote on there, practiced their own writing. So I just turned that into a journaling spot there. I love the colorful children's book pages. They make me so happy. This in here is also where I'm going to tuck in more fun things for whoever owns the journal. So whatever they recommend, I will put in there. I love the chapter down here. Chapter 3 from the 1800s says, Friends for Life. More children's book pages. A vintage sewing instruction book. A Beacon Lodge attendance sheet. A spot here. A little hidden tuck spot there. And then this one I made out of, this is from 1899. It was very brittle, so I had to mount it on top of a sticker sheet to give it some strength. This is also from the 1800s, just a little teeny tiny book. And I made this tag out of another 1800s book image. Isn't that sweet? So that gets tucked right in there. We fold that up and we tuck it back into there, into a vintage journal, or sorry, dictionary page. This is also from the 1800s, from a primer reader, and it's just got the most beautiful poem. It's a little torn at the bottom, but I didn't want to cut it flat because I really wanted the last line of the poem to remain there. I just added that for journaling. And the pocket is made out of a vintage table doily. An antique music sheet from 1934. A vintage bird sketching there. And Pearl Shop receipt from the 50s. And here's another, oh, that's from the 1850s as well, from a veterinary's book on a duck. I put some 1930s Monopoly money in here just for fun, and you can journal on the front and the back of that one. And that brings us to the final signature, which has 1001 household hints. They're actually really fun. I hope you will take the time to read them if you own this wonderful journal. And this is just a lovely image, also from the 1800s, hunting for truffles with dogs. So mushroom hunting, which is a big thing now, which I really think is cool. And vintage botanical book pages. They're lovely. And this is from a children's poetry book. And that brings us to the end. So I hope you'll check this out. It's hyperstamper.etsy.com, and I hope you'll subscribe and visit back soon. Bye.